Hey y'all, welcome back to But God series episode 4. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us back. If you're new here, what's up y'all? Today we're about to get into some things, and as by the title, is we're going to be talking about breaking generational curses. So, if you're new here, like I always say, things about to get real raw. So if you can't handle the truth, you gotta go, but you really should stay. You really should stay. And if you've been here since episode 1, I applaud you, because that means you really want to change your life and you really want to do things to become the best version of yourself. And I'm super proud of you. So yeah, and sit back, relax, and chill, and let's get into it. Y'all, as y'all know, we are talking about generational curses, and generational curses are basically things that your ancestors have passed on and passed on and passed on and passed on until they got to you. And if you don't know what a generational curse breaker is, or you don't have no clue, that means you may not be one of them, or you may be and you just don't know. But God gives the strongest people, the hardest things to get through. He gives it to the people who he knows that can endure it, and is going to succeed for the purpose of your future, the future family and all that. So yeah, like, if you're not a generational curse breaker, it's fine. You're still important. But yeah, if you probably found this video, you may be, who knows. So yeah, okay, so what are generational curses? Basically, like I said earlier, it's just you're getting generational curses passed on from your ancestors to your ancestors to your ancestors to get to you. And that could be poverty, that could be like mental health, that could be, how when parents carry them toxic traits and they continuously pass it on to the next generation and then it's like it gets so bad. And it's just like, ugh. But oh, Lord Jesus, like, y'all, we need a prayer. I just really pray for the generational curse breakers, because it can be tough. It can really be tough to be the first person in your family to just break the chains of everything that, has just been passed down to you. Like, y'all, it's so many things, like mental health, being the first in your family to be like, what, a millionaire, multimillionaire, billionaire, just being the first person in your family to make something of yourself, being the first person in your family to finally start that healthy tradition. It's just a lot. It takes so much of you, like, and it causes you to shed your old self, because we're the things that we're shedding are the things that we have learned. So it really hurts. Like, it's like a butterfly stage, when they go from caterpillar to butterfly. Like, I'm pretty sure it hurts in that stage, because it's like they're being reborn again, and that's basically, what it means to be a curse breaker. You have to be reborn again. You have to do things the right way and not the way that you were taught. And it really takes a toll on you, and you wonder why things keep happening to you. You wonder why, like, why does God think I'm so strong? Why does God think I can handle this? Because you can. You literally can. You're just psyching yourself out. You're afraid. You don't even know what is going on, but you just feel like life is targeting you, when it really is not. Like, you're a curse breaker. You're meant to go through certain things. You're meant to handle things differently. You may feel different from your family, and you may feel very different from your family. You may feel like how did I come from these people? Because I ain't gonna lie, I be wondering that about my parents. Because it's like, you see my parents and then you see me, it's just like, something ain't right. Something ain't adding up, like, and this goes into my next topic, being a black sheep. A lot of people feel so different from their family members. They feel like they don't fit in. They feel like that, why am I here? Like, I can't even, like, fit in with these people. I don't even get along with these people, but these people are my family. These people are the people that I have to grow up with. These people are the people that I live with my whole life. And it's like, I just feel like an outsider. Ooh, story of my life. Like, I felt like an outsider in my own home. Like, it's hard. It's tough. It's tough that people literally put you aside. They they misunderstand you on purpose. You feel so misunderstood. But in reality, you know, it's nothing wrong with us. You know, we were meant to break these curses. Like, being a generational curse breaker. I was already say that. But being a black sheep is very, like, it's hard, especially when you don't understand your role and your position in life. Like, it can be tough because you always wonder, like, why is everyone this, that, and the third, or why does this person get better, like, get treated better, or, you know, it's just tough being a black sheep because we feel alienated, like, from everyone, not even just from family, but from friends. Like, we don't fit in with society. Like, it's a lot, you know, and I really pray for us because we really be going through it. I mean, it only hurts you when you don't understand, you know, the value and the position that you play. It only hurts when you don't understand what's going on. But once you realize that you play a vital role in your family's, like, bloodline, it is, like, not bragging rights, but it is a good feeling to know that you're going to be the reason why the trajectory of your family, of your bloodline changes, you know. But it's also tough. It's a tough journey, you know, like, with so many people doubting you, with so many people, like, disregarding you. Like, it's tough, you know. And, like, parents, especially when you have siblings, like, oh Lord Jesus, it's tough because parents totally, like, you're raised differently by your parents. You know, I feel like compared to my siblings, you know, I had it harder, you know. And now that I look back at it, you know, I'm not really that mad that I had it harder because I had the better, like, the head on my shoulders is on straight, you know. Like, I know what I'm supposed to do. You know, I'm really good at certain things at life. Like, I really appreciate, you know, that hardness, that tough love, because I truly needed it, you know. And in that moment when we're going through it as children, we don't understand why, you know, why our parents are so hard on us. Why are they doing these things to us? Why is they treating us this way? And why is they just letting the other kids slide? And, you know, it's because we have an important, vital role that we have to play. And as much as it hurts, you know, in the moment when we are going through these things and we're facing these challenges, you know, it totally pays off because, look, our future family, the family that we raise, is going to be so top tier, y'all. Like, come on now. Like, you got to give it up for us. You know, come on, give it up for yourselves. Just give it up for yourselves. The black sheeps, come on. You know, we've been through a lot. We've faced a lot, you know. We faced, like, it's just a lot, you know. We just don't fit in, and it's fine. You know, you're never meant to fit in. You're like, why would you want to fit into a crowd who's literally blind leading the blind? They ain't going nowhere special. You know, we're leading our family places that they never imagined. We're breaking down walls and doing things that they never imagined could happen. Like, isn't that amazing? Like, we need to change our perspective and see the more brighter side of being a black sheep, being a left out one, you know, because I feel like it gives us, like, that drive where we have so much to prove, you know. But when you do it in a healthy way, when you don't, like, prove, you know, yourself to people just because, you know, you feel like you gotta prove them wrong, or you feel like, you know, that's what they deserve, or you feel like, oh, because I'm up, you know, I'm leaving y'all behind. No. You know, you have so much to prove, but don't allow that to fuel your passion. Don't allow it to fuel your anger, you know? Because, like I said, one of the things that I have to live by is that things are happening for you, not to you. You know, like, when it comes to certain things, I'm the best person to talk to, you know, in this family. Come on now. So I'm pretty sure y'all know the feeling. You know, you may not like how you grew up, but you needed it. You know, it's time to toughen up. It's time to put your big girl panties on, your big boy drawers on, and get up and do the things that you got to do for your future family, because those are the people that really matter, you know, and how you continue this bloodline, period. No one really understands how hard it is to just be the first person in your family. Like, sometimes you just wish that, like, I don't know, sometimes you wish you were a part of something different. You know, you were part of a family who got it together. And, you know, you can't do that because, you know, God, like I said, God gives it to the person who he deems is worthy, you know, because it's like, You wonder why, like, why my parent couldn't be the one to do this? Why couldn't my grandparent be the one to do this? And why couldn't we just be rich? Why couldn't we just be well off already? Why couldn't we just be, you know, a good family that don't have no toxic energy, and that, you know, we don't fuss almost every day? And it's just like, why couldn't they be the ones to do it? Because it wasn't written that way. It wasn't written for them to be that person. It was written for you to be that person, because you play a vital role, and there's really nothing wrong with that. You know, you would rather it be you, or would you rather it be your grandkids or something? You know, take that as a victory. You know, take that as a good thing, you know, that God chose you, that he knows that you hold the power to change your life, to change your family's life, to make your ancestors proud, to make your mother proud, to make your grandparents proud. You know, just take that. You know, it's tough, because I always wonder, like, why is it me? Why is it me? Why is God doing this to me? Like, why? But you're like, you play such an important role, and you gotta understand that it's you. You know, you can't hide from it. You can't run from it, because if you try to run from it, you know, it's gonna catch up to you, and it's gonna, like, eat you up if you don't face it. You know, you can't live in fear. You know, and that's one of the things, you know, becoming a generational curse breaker. You can't live in fear. You know, the thing that separates you from your family is that the simple fact that you got up every day, and that you try, and you never gave up. You know, see, with your family, you know, they may have tried, they may have, you know, said, when I get older, you know, I'm not raising my kids like this, or I'm not doing this, I'm not doing such and such, I'm gonna make something of myself, and yet they still fail. It's because they gave up, you know. And God puts you in position, you know, because he knows that you're not going to give up. He knows that you're going to keep going. He knows that you're not going to stop in hell, you know, because why would you stop in hell? You know, you have to keep going. And I heard somebody say that in a quote or something, but I can't remember who said it. But like, that really, when it comes to generational curse breaking, that quote really stuck to me. And again, I'm gonna say, if you're in hell, if you feel like you're in hell, why would you stop in hell? You have to keep going, you know? You don't stop somewhere where you feel like it's toxic, it's bad, and it's horrible, it's a horrible place. You don't stop in the middle of that. Why would you stop in the middle of hell? That literally makes no sense. And a lot of us, you know, when we get older, you know, a lot of us lose that momentum that we had when we was a kid, that childlike faith, that feeling, you know, when we say, oh, we can become doctors, we can become the president of America, we can do this and do that. And as we grow older, we realize that the world really isn't raindrop and gumballs and whatever. And it's like, we tend to lose faith and fall into that path that the life has for us. You know, like, when you get older, you know, all those dreams of being a dentist, a doctor, it just goes away, and you fall into the workforce or whatever, and you have to live like a typical adult when you really don't have to. You know, revisit those things that you loved as a child. You know, feed your inner child soul. And when I mean that, like, when I was a kid, I used to love the color. You know, I used to love coloring with my mother, and it's like, I stopped doing that, you know, because I started to get older, you know, but I actually love doing that. You know, it's kind of weird, because like, I'm like 22 and I still want to color in a coloring book. But it's like, feed your inner child. You know, I used to draw pictures every day. Like, I used to be super creative. I used to dance, y'all. I used to sing. You will not catch me doing none of that anymore. Why? Because I've left that in the past, but I shouldn't have, because those were the times where I was most happy. You know, that's the times when most of us were most happy. Let's be honest. Like, we were so happy as children, and it's sad that, like, once we get older, we feel like we can't be that anymore, but you can be. Revisit those hobbies. You gotta feed your inner child. You gotta, like, y'all, when I tell y'all, I always wanted to build a bear. I might give me that for my present. I might go get me that for my birthday present. And I'm gonna be 23 next year. And I don't care, because guess what? I'm feeding my inner child, because that's what makes me happy. You know, you have to get to the root of the problem to figure out, you know, why. Or you need to just feed your inner child. You know, give yourself things that as a kid that you couldn't get. You know, give yourself the things as a child that you were denied, you know, like emotional security, you know, whatever, you know, like just revisit your childhood and feed your inner child, because that makes a difference, you know. Like in my journey when I was like feeding my inner child, like y'all, like it's be small things. Like I was watching Disney Plus, you know, a lot of us grew up on Disney, you know, Nickelodeon, whatever, you know, but me, Disney Channel was my ish, you know. So it's like I watched all the princess movies, like I watched the shows that why am I tongue tied? Ugh. But I watched the shows that I watched, you know, when I was a child, and you know, those was the best moments of my life. Everything made sense. Everybody was alive back then. Like everything just made sense, and it really makes you happy. It really helps your soul. I promise you, it really does something to your soul that is like, it gives you that push. It gives you that drive to just want to do better and be better, you know. And it's like time for us to heal the adult, you know, because we can't heal our adult self without healing our inner child first, you know, because a lot of us are literally broken children who became adults because we have to age, you know, like we never really got to the root of the problem, or why, you know, certain things, why we're a certain way, or you know, why we turned out a certain way, and we never get to that root of the problem, you know. We just grow up, you know. We don't talk about it, we don't revisit it, you know. We just grow up because we have to. We don't have no choice. Revisit your childhood, do the things that you love to do, you know. Continuously be free, you know, because we don't have to, you know, the systematic approach of life, like, oh, you know, you go to elementary school, then you go to middle school, then you go to high school, then you go out and get a job, or you go to college and you still gotta go out and get a job that really doesn't even suit you, you know. And that's another reason, like college and stuff, they put like such a an importance on college, when 9 times out of 10 you straight out of high school. How are you gonna really choose what you want to do for the rest of your life at the age of 18, 17? Come on now. Like a lot of us don't even know ourselves yet, and we are already trying to figure out, you know, what we want to do for the rest of our life. And 9 times out of 10, the things that y'all pick, the majors that y'all pick, and all that time that y'all wasted taking all them classes and doing that for 4 years, 5 years, whatever, you know, that's not even something that you're doing. You know, that's not even something that you're happy about. You know, and in order to be a generational curse breaker, you have to do things and get to the root of yourself and figure out the things that you love to do. Like me, for the longest, and I'm gonna just give y'all an example on how God really be working in my life. Cause me, y'all, I'm shy. I was the shyest person ever. Timid, you know, quiet. Like I don't like to talk. I really like to people, you know, to people. That's what I present. I don't like to talk, you know, like I'm a little hard ass, you know. I don't really care about a lot of things, you know. And in reality, you know, I'm such a bubbly person. I'm a person who loves to talk. I love to, you know, help people. I love to boss people around. I don't care, you know. That's just me. Like I love to be a boss, you know. I love to do things, you know. I love to be in charge. And you know, like for a long time, me speaking was never like in my plans, you know. Like I'm sitting here speaking, and you know, millions of people, thousands of people could see this, you know, one day. And it's like I have no fear of that anymore, you know. Like, and it's so weird because this is something that I actually love to do, but it's something that I never thought that I would be able to do, because you know, my whole life for some reason I was always shy, you know. I was always timid. You know, I didn't want to put myself out there because I would be afraid that people would judge me, because you know, sometimes like in life, like I said, being a black sheep and being an outcast from society, you know, people tend to like talk about you, you know. You tend to get so much hate more than you get love, and it's like, how can I step out and be this person when I'm overlooked so much? Like, how can I do this when, you know, I can't even speak? And I just feel like the enemy works, like he works, but God works way harder, period. You know, like God works so much. And it's like, I feel like I was freed you know, from that shackle, from, you know, my voice being taken away from me, my opinions being taken away from me. I feel like God has restored that back into me, you know, where I feel like I don't have to be ashamed to say anything, where I don't have to hold back for anyone, because, you know, me personally, I am so blunt. Like, I will tell you how it is, I will tell you how I feel, and I don't care. But it's like, for a long time, like, I was afraid of that, because I, like, as a child, like, my opinion didn't really matter. You know, it wasn't taken into consideration. You know, what I had to say was thrown out the window. You know, but God has restored that faith in me that, you know, if I have something to say, I need to speak, and I need to speak on it. And I can, you know, I may change, you know, someone's life or change someone's perspective. You never know. Like, y'all, and I tell you, God has been working on me. Like, I would never be on YouTube if I was still the same person that I was a couple years ago. I would never be on YouTube. I would never be on here doing any of this, you know, putting myself out there, you know, sharing my wisdom with the world. I would never be doing this. But since God gave me that faith, he pushed me out there and allowed me to find myself and allowed me to walk, you know, blindly, and I followed it. It's been going so good for me. You know, like, I feel like I'm walking in my purpose. And a lot of people just don't understand, you know, their purpose. Or a lot of people don't even think that in life you have a purpose, which is kind of pitiful, because, like, if you don't feel like you have a purpose, then, you know, you don't believe in purposes, then why are you here then? Why do you feel like you're here? To waste space? Because it's just like, it doesn't make sense. And I know a lot of people feel like they don't have a purpose, or, you know, it's no such thing. So you think we're just here for nothing. You know, like, it's a bigger picture. And a lot of people are really small-minded and they can't see the bigger picture. A lot of people will argue that we don't have a purpose. A lot of people argue this. A lot of people argue that. And people will just argue anything because they don't understand it. Like I said in previous video, if you don't understand it, you know, they go up against it, or they try to create a theory, a conspiracy theory, to the point where they feel like it makes sense. So they're just gonna go with it. It's like, come on now, y'all. Be for real. Don't let your fears hold you back. Ever. Y'all, I really don't ever let your fears hold you back. You can be afraid to speak in front of thousands of people, but guess what? Speaking is something that's your purpose. You know, you can feel like you know how to sing, but you're scared to sing in front of thousands of people. That's your purpose. You know, the enemy puts fear into your mind of the things that are literally your purpose. I promise you. Me, I have trouble speaking in front of people, you know, but guess what? Speaking is something that I'm doing. You know, it's something that I love to do. It's something that, you know, helps me, helps people, you know, and it's like, he always puts that block of fear in front of you, you know, and that's something that I had to learn, like, on my spiritual journey, that the things that we fear the most are the things that we love the most, you know. And me, like, I actually, when I was a kid, I went to like a performing arts school, so it's like, I ain't had no problem with dancing in front of people, you know, because that was just me. That was me as a kid. But me now, I'm not I'm not getting up and dancing in front of nobody. Not saying that was my dream, but it was like, it's like just being shy, being scared to be yourself and to fully immerse yourself in the things that you love to do is kind of like scary as heck as an adult, you know. Like, as a kid, we don't have no shame, we don't have nothing, you know. We just are vibing, we going with the flow, we doing what we love, and we don't care, you know. We just are living life, and that's how it should always be. Even as an adult, just live life, you know. And, you know, this used to embarrass me, you know, just talking to my camera. Like, y'all, like, I vlogged out in public, you know. It's no shame in my game, you know. Like, I vlog, you know, I talk to my phone out in public, you know. Like, I don't care, you know. The things that used to embarrass me don't embarrass me no more, you know. Like, the more episodes that I record, because like I said in the last episode, like, I be nervous, you know, but the more that I record, the more that I get comfortable with the camera, you know, the more that I get comfortable with presenting myself on the media, you know, in front of thousands of people. Because, you know, most of y'all be trolling. A lot of people have like real negative energy, negative comments and stuff like that. That can deter people from like getting on here and speaking, because, you know, they don't want to be judged, you know. But it's like, F that. forget that. Forget all the haters. Forget being embarrassed, you know. Don't never be embarrassed to do something that you love. Like, I'm on here talking about God. Y'all, like, my whole thing is called the But God Movement, But God series. And it's like, this is not something, I promise y'all, this is no, I never thought I would be here talking about God. I always knew that I'd be something great. You know, I always knew that I'd make something of myself. But I literally thought that I would have like a corporate job. Like, I'd just be one of the first like multi-millionaire people in my family. But it's like, I didn't know it'd be in this direction, you know, like on YouTube, having my phone up and posting videos on YouTube and stuff like that. Like, I never thought that talking to God and telling people like my business, because, you know, like I said, I'm real private, and I really had trouble with being vulnerable, because it's like, y'all know how it is. Like, when you tell people your business, they throw it back in your face and stuff like that. And it's like, no one can make you ashamed of anything that you done. You know, if you don't let them, you know, because, yeah, I did it. Yeah, and I'm owning up to it. Like, y'all, I don't like people in my business. But yet and still, I'm sitting here telling y'all all my tea, you know, and I'm giving y'all wisdom because I'm really telling y'all, like, the things that God has been doing in my life. And, you know, like, me years ago, I would never. Like, I'm not telling y'all my business. I don't know y'all like that. But it's like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm able to, and no one can like shame me for my past. No one can shame me, or no one can make me feel bad about anything I'm doing. Nobody can make me feel bad about praising God, because I love God. He's turned every test that I had into a testimony, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm 22 years old, and yes, I'm a young girl, and who cares? You know, like, I'm not 30 finally finding God, which I'm grateful for, because I don't want to get that old and realize, like, have an epiphany. You know, I'm glad that God has been working on me since I was a young girl, like, and now I'm here. You know, I don't want to wait till I'm old to have a freaking epiphany about God and trying to change my life around by then. No. And to y'all who do, congratulations, because, like, but for me, you know, my path is different. You know, I'm glad that God has, you know, been working on me since I was, you know, a little teeny bopper. So, yeah. But yeah, I'm not judging, you know. Like, I understand, like, all our paths are different. But I'm just saying, for me, because I see a lot of people who are like real older and just have no sense. Like, you would think that the older you get, the more sense you have. No, it's just not something that I've seen, you know. So yeah, another thing that comes with just being a generational curse breaker is that you have a lot of people projecting onto you. Oh Lord Jesus, I hate that. I hate that so much, when people ask you what you want to do and stuff, and you tell them, and then they try to talk down on it, and they try to tell you why it won't work. And shut up. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, for real. Like, that stuff pisses me off so much. It's because, like, how are you going to talk down on me, and you're trying to give me advice, and you're nowhere where I want to be? You're literally nowhere. Trying to give somebody else advice. Y'all, when I tell y'all, during my spiritual journey, like, the first months, like the first 2 months into my journey, like, people would try to tell me, you know, that I need to do this and I need to do that, or, you know, that, you know, people don't have purposes and stuff like that, or, you know, people don't this and don't do that, and, you know, people think that the things that you're doing are not worth it. And it's like, shut up, because nobody asked you your opinion. Yes, this topic triggered me a little bit, because it's like, shut up, nobody asked you nothing. You're nowhere where I want to be. Why am I taking advice from you? Who are you? You're nobody. You know, you're not nowhere where I want to be. You dream way too small, and I dream so big. And that's another thing with just being a generational curse breaker. It's like, we go from dreaming so small and, you know, realistic, you know, and it's like, when you can dream big, you know, who said that your big dreams are not realistic? You know, who is anybody to tell you that? If God allows you to dream big, and God wants you to dream big, and nothing that you ask for of God that is too much, you dream big. But don't dream big and think that you just want all this materialistic stuff. You know, dream big to change your trajectory. Dream big to change your family. You know, do things that make sense, not things that's just going to make you look good to the public, or, you know, don't just do stuff like that. Like, Don't allow people to tell you that what you want to do is dumb or what you want to do makes no sense, because it does to you. If it makes sense to you, you do that. People will go out here and pick the job that pays them the most money and be so miserable, slaving away, working themselves to death. And then, like, if you was to, God forbid, like, die tomorrow, you know, what you flashing back on? You working like a slave, you not being truly happy with your life and with your career. Like, no. And that's a lot of adults, you know. And I really hope that y'all find this, because a lot of y'all are really miserable in those jobs, even though they pay the most money. But it's like, you're miserable. You're someone else's puppet. You know, you're building someone else's generational wealth. You're not even worried about yourself. You know, you're getting paid good, but it's really the bare minimum. You know, you're really, and then it's like, it takes time away from your family. It takes time away from your self-care and all that. You barely have any time off. So exactly what are you doing? That's not living life. That's just the life that the people out here plan for us. You know, go to college, go to this, go to high school, graduate high school, go get a job, and they throw you out in the work field. That is no way to live. And I promise you, you should be happy. You should wake up happy every day to get up and do the thing that you love to do. You know, you should get up every day and love your job. You know, a lot of adults say, you know, it's not about loving your job. It's about, you know, having stability, and all this. Like, those are people who are literally lost, because it's like, those people who are just lost in the matrix. You know, they're just lost. You know, it's a lot of people nowadays, you know, you see YouTubers, you know, living good, you know, off of the simple fact that they are doing the things that they love. You see people who dance, you know, living off that, doing the things that they love. And I'm pretty sure they were ridiculed. You see people playing games, you know, who doing what they love, and they make millions, probably thousands, you know. And it's like, they're doing the things that they love, but I'm pretty sure it was someone out there ridiculing them, making fun of them, making it seem like they would never be enough, they would never get nowhere. I'm pretty sure it's people out here making blankets or whatever, and you know, they're getting ridiculed, and people saying, oh, they're never going to make it. And I bet you that they made it. I bet you that whoever said that you can't make it, God proved them wrong. Because it's not about the money. A lot of y'all really need to understand that. It's not about the money. It's about your happiness. It's about you and who you are. Money is literally what? $1? A piece of paper? Are you going to let money control you? Money ain't got no heart. Money ain't got no soul. And y'all, I definitely got that from The Princess and the Frog. Yo, that's my movie, y'all. But yeah, like, money ain't got no heart and money ain't got no soul, boo. But y'all let that little piece of paper determine every major move that you make. And it's pathetic. Y'all are pathetic. I'm sorry to tell y'all, but it's like, I'm not sorry, but it's like, that's so pathetic. It's paper. You're letting paper control you. You know, this is borrowed time. We're not here forever. And you're letting a piece of paper control you. How does that even look? Like, what are you showing your kids exactly? What are you showing anybody exactly? Like, it's not right. You know, y'all do things based off money and the value of it, when money is literally a piece of paper. And just because somebody said it's worth $100, you know, that's what it's worth because they said so. It's literally paper. Like, come on now. Like, y'all need to do better and stop thinking just because the money is there. Money is everywhere. And if you think God is not going to bless you from walking in your purpose, from doing the things you love, you can have a restaurant. You know, people could make fun of you for wanting to open up a restaurant. People make fun of you for anything because they're losers, you know, like I said. Like, people make fun of you for any and everything. But I promise you, it's going to go far because it's something that you love to do. You know, the money will always come. But don't allow that to be one of the leading factors in the things that you do. You know, I see people out here playing video games on YouTube who make probably millions of dollars. You know, people who play games on Twitch, millions of dollars probably, thousands of dollars, who knows? You know, people out here who make rugs, you know, people who out here who customize shoes. I'm pretty sure they out here making their change because it's something that they love to do. People out here making art, you know, it's something that they love to do. Yes, it's not like a government job. It's not a corporate office job. Who cares? It's not the boring, typical adult thing to do, but it's something that you love to do. And you never let nobody deter you from doing the things that you love. Because who are they? And I promise you, the same people who are telling you how to live are nowhere. They're nowhere. So don't even listen to them, because where are they? Nowhere. Like, literally. It's like people be trying to give advice when their life is literally... I'm sorry. Like, I had to say it. Like, yo, I had to say it. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. And for my last topic, you know, create your own lane. You know, create your own lane. They say it's impossible for you to do this and do that. Create your own lane. I bet people who are connected to you, they're going to follow it. You know, you're going to have people who are going to do the exact same thing that you're doing or want your advice. They're going to everything. You know, like this, like self-helping on YouTube and, you know, whatever you want to call this, you know, like, you know, if people don't agree, I'm pretty sure it's other people who do this, but it's like, create your own lane. Like, people, who can I use an example of? Like, I really don't know nobody who just created their own lane. But create your own lane, basically. Like, oh, these gamers nowadays, they created their own lane. Look, they on here playing video games. They got famous. They got this. They got that. They created their own lane. And now look at other people curating their content because they've made something of themselves. People want to follow the blueprint because they see... Some people just follow blueprints because they see why am I so tongue-tied? People only want to recreate or curate your blueprint when they see you being successful. You know, and they just want a piece of the pie. You know, like, come on now. It's plenty of things to do. Create your own lane. Do the things that you love to do, regardless of what anyone has to say. Do the things that are true to yourself and that feeds your soul. You know, stop feeding your flesh. And I know, like, in this world that we need money and this and the third, but you don't need money. You know, you need a peace of mind. You need to live in peace. You need to have your mental right. You need to be emotionally well. You need to have self-love. You know, you need to have wisdom and be able to share that wisdom. You need to carry God's light within you. You know, like, because when we follow those paths that are already created for us, we tend to be miserable. We tend to be miserable people. You know, you see these adults nowadays, they're miserable. They don't like their job. They hate it. But it's what pays the bills. You know, you ask anybody. You know, I don't like this job, but it pays the bills. Well, I'm not getting paid enough, but it pays the bills. It's like, it's always just something about money. Like, what about you? Put yourself first. And if you didn't see that self-love video, you might need to go watch it, because you always need to put yourself first, your well-being first. You cannot put someone else over you, you know? And a lot of y'all out here, and I'm not telling y'all not to go work or anything, but a lot of y'all are really building up other people's generational wealth and not even catering to your own. A lot of y'all living paycheck to paycheck, you know? And I just want all of us to do good, you know? But yeah, all of the generational curse breakers, y'all, it's a tough journey. It is. Like, oh, Lord Jesus. I know I say that every time, but it's really a tough journey. I pray that everyone really finds themselves and revisit themselves and find out the things that they love. Get to the root of that problem. Get to the root of your life. Just get into it. Get into yourself. Explore yourself, you know, because you're going to find your purpose. You're going to find your calling. I promise you, you know. And this is from a person who changed their occupation a lot. Yo, I wanted to be I forgot, like a doctor when I was a kid. I wanted to be a freaking, I wanted to be a singer. Oh my gosh, I wanted to be on America's Got Talent. My mother was like, girl, you need a little more work. And I thought she was being a hater, but yo, I really can't sing. I really can't sing. So it's like, yeah, she was right. But yeah, like, I wanted to be a singer, you know. I wanted to be a therapist. But hey, I'm here. I'm here talking about God, talking about my life experiences, trying to help y'all and stuff like that. You know, the best way that I possibly can. So yeah, it's like it's just a lot. You know, it's like you never like I said, y'all. Your purpose is literally the thing you're most afraid of, and I don't even know why. Like for the longest, like I said, I was afraid to speak. Like I didn't really speak. You know, because my opinion wasn't valid, you know, in my household. Like it wasn't valid, and I didn't feel like I was heard. I didn't feel like I was seen, and I didn't want to be seen. Yo, I wanted to hide. I wanted to be hidden, you know. And it's just like God has really been working through me, and you know, my physical is about to start reflecting that, y'all. And I really want to take y'all on my journey. So yeah, and I just really pray, you know, that y'all continuously keep going. Don't ever give up, because you're a generational curse breaker for a reason. Don't ever give up. Don't ever give up on your dream. Don't ever let no one tell you that your dream is silly. Don't ever let no one tell you that the things that you want to do, the things you love the most is bullcrap. You know, I've seen people who do lashes make probably millions of dollars. People who do hair probably make millions of dollars. And of course, you know, of course they would make millions of dollars, but it's like if you're good at something, you know, if it was for you, it's for you. I see people making millions off of digital products, you know, like sometimes the things that you know, the last thing on your list is probably the thing that is really your purpose. Like, I don't know how much more, like, in many ways that I can, like, really stretch that, but it's like, basically, don't fear anything. Face your fears, okay? Face your fears and blossom, because you can't get nowhere if you allowing the weeds to hold you back, you know. So yeah, and I just pray that y'all got something out of this video, you know, because I don't know, I feel like I was really babbling some like in parts of this video, but yo, I just pray that y'all got something from this. And good luck, generational curse breakers, because we're gonna need it, and we're gonna need a prayer, and we're gonna need God. You know, nothing else is gonna fix our problems but God. So seek him out, cling on to him, ask him for advice. Don't vent to nobody else. Don't tell nobody your next move, because those people are haters. Those people don't see the vision. They don't see the bigger picture. But you know who sees the bigger picture, who sees the truth in you, and who sees your future is God. And you know, I believe in you. You know, we all need a cheerleader, and I really believe in you. I really want y'all to keep going. I love that we're curse breakers, because our future family is going to be very appreciative of that. And yeah, and I can't wait to see how life plays out for us. So yeah, bye.